All right, here we go. Today we're playing a little bit of Titan of Industry. Not exactly a new card, but we do have a few new cards in this deck, such as the one we just drew, Shouldred's Restoration. It's going to let us return target creature card from our graveyard to the battlefield. And we're putting Titan of Industry into our graveyard with cards like the Blood Token created by Blood Tithe Harvester, Liliana of the Veil, and of course everyone's favorite Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So that is the plan for today. Blood Tithe Harvester makes another Blood Token and it blocks. Sure, we don't mind that. We do want to draw a land here. We obviously have 2 chances to draw a land, and we're running 24. Maybe we should be running more. I'm generally a fan of playing more lands, just to make sure you hit your land drops. Obviously, in certain decks, you don't want to run too many lands. Yeah, we'll block here. Protect the life total. We are going to take 7 when we cast Shouldred's Restoration. We do have 2 white sources in the deck to kick it. Don't know what the hell that is. Equipped creature has base power and toughness 5/5 menace, and is a black demon. In addition to its other types, reconfigures for 4. Sure. Let's go to end step just in case they have something here. I don't know what they could have, but might as well go to end step. And we will discard Titan of Industry. And there's that land we needed. So let's just go ahead and put a turn 4 Titan into play, because that's always fun. And then they scoop them up. That's what I'm talking about. We get to go first here. This hand isn't amazing, especially since we drew one of our 2 white sources. We don't have untapped mana. I'm gonna mulligan. This doesn't feel keepable. This is a little better, but still not great. If we hit a land for turn 3, we get to Fable, which means we get to pitch the Titan, which means we get more looks at lands for restoration. So while these hands are similar to each other, I think this one's better. Another new card we're playing here is Cruelty of Gix. It has read ahead, so we can just skip to chapter 3 and reanimate target creature card from a graveyard, not just our graveyard. But the other 2 modes are also very good. No land here is quite unfortunate. So we'll just play the Blood Tithe Harvester. It blocks, and it gives us that oh so important blood token to try and hit lands. Brittle Cathar. I mean, yeah, it sucks that we lose our dude, but yeah, okay. So we do hit a land here. So we will Fable, and we'll get 3 looks at a land. If our Goblin survives, we don't need a land. Honestly, I think this Goblin's blocking, though, because we're facing down a ton of damage. Yeah, this is pretty bad for us. I don't know that we can actually even win this game. Play with fire, so I think we just lose. Taking 2, 4, 6, 9. Yeah, we can't even reanimate the Titan. This hand is perfectly reasonable. No green mana, but we are really only playing a couple of green cards, so it's not that big a deal. We got stuff to do on all points of the curve if we absolutely want or need to. Liliana's a good draw too. So now we have removal, or whatever they might have, plus a Planeswalker. They look to be some kind of Esper control list, and I don't know what I'd rather have resolve, the Liliana or the Fable. Probably the Fable. We're gonna go for Lily here. It might be wrong, but this is what we're gonna do, and I think she gets countered, which I'm totally 100% fine with. Siphon Insight, okay. Hopefully they don't hit one of our Titans. That would be unfortunate. But now we get to start ticking up. I'm gonna get rid of one of these excess Shouldred Restorations. Opponent discards Island. Okay. Kind of nervous what they could have from us. Fable. Yeah, it's pretty bad for us, realistically. Land here is very nice. I think we're just gonna Fable, do our own Fable, and make them sacrifice that goblin, so that even if we don't hit a land on our turn, we can Cruelty of Gix by attacking with the goblin and getting a treasure token. I think that right there would be pretty good. And then just the information in their hand is super good. Then we get to find whatever we want. Probably a Titan, and then discard it to the Liliana. Celestis, okay, so they might be playing Teferi. Another island for the opponent. Discarding Celestis is pretty sketchy, I think. And they make no play. Interesting. So we draw Terra Sunder. Let's get rid of... and sketchy here. Let's get rid of those two. Land is nice. Let's start with an attack. See what they do. Get that treasure token. And honestly, I don't know that we're supposed to Terra Sunder here. Okay, so maybe a bit of a misplay. Not going for the Cruelty of Gex first.
I've learned much during my
I don't know. That's a tough situation. Obviously. Yeah, that resolves. That's fine. We have 5 mana. Let's go ahead and play this on chapter 1. And see what they've got going on. Well, I'll take a Hullbreaker Horror. That's a card I don't want you to have. And I don't think Terra Sunder is going to be... Well, we can kick it next turn if we want to. Whereas Infernal Grasp only deals with creatures. Voidrend, frustrating. Dissipate, frustrating. Let's get rid of the Infernal Grasp. So if they want to deal with our Lily, they want to deal with our anything, they can just Voidrend it, which is pretty brutal. Part of me was hoping that would come into play on our turn. That would have been on our side. That would have been pretty nice. Okay, so no Voidrend this turn. And they also discarded Dissipate. Interesting. If we draw a land, I think we can Titan. Which is pretty sick. Yep. Yeah, I think we can Titan here if I know how to math. Cost 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll go for the Titan. And then they deal with the Titan, and they have to... Let's go ahead and get rid of this Fable, the Mirror Breaker. Mostly because I don't want to get rid of this Terra Sunder. Okay, so they can deal with the Titan of Industry, and then I just reanimate it. Let's make a Rhino and put a shield counter. We'll put it on the actual Titan of Industry. And then even if they, like, so I think they have to Voidrend the Cruelty of Gix, because then I just get a Hullbreaker Horror. So they have to Voidrend this, and then they're facing down a Kiki Jiki that can copy Titan of Industry. They're in pretty bad shape here. Yeah, this is going very well for us. Yeah, I like our board state. Because they can't just kill the Titan of Industry. They can kill the reflection of Kiki Jiki, and then I get a Hullbreaker Horror. Memory Deluge. Yeah, you got it. That's fine. I don't know what 2 or 3 mana answer you can find here. But it's definitely not looking good for the opponent. They can activate, make a samurai? Yeah, okay, cool. I'll take Hullbreaker Horror. It seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and make a... yeah, okay. That was... Yeah. This hand needs red mana. But if we find red mana, we like win. I think this is classified as a sketchy keep, but I'm gonna keep it. And if they have something like a Fable, I have Terra Sunder, so I can deal with that at least. Yeah, I mean, any red mana, which we do have quite a bit of, and we're in good shape. And then any mana at all makes Meathook Massacre good. Exile target artifact or enchantment. Interesting. There's no artifact or enchantment to target, but it's highlighting as though I can cast it. I wonder if that's because of the kicker cost. Might be some kind of glitch in the system. That's something to exile. I definitely don't want them to get a +1/+1 counter on a creature next turn, because that's always bad. Yeah, we'll just Terra Sunder. Get rid of that. Goodbye. You are gone now. Mountain. Raw Mountain. Hey, look at that. Never didn't have it. That's what I'm talking about. One more land means that we get to Cruelty of Gix. Nope, never mind. Ignore what I'm saying. But we do get to pitch a couple of cards here, and Titan of Industry is just rotting in our hand. I think we wait a turn and try to blow him out with the Meathook Massacre. Potentially. Oh man, I'm so bad. Oh no, I'm so bad. I was supposed to cast a spell there. Ugh. Alright, well, that's brutal. And then it costs 7 mana. I'm taking 6 and I can't even reanimate. Oh, it's so bad. That's such a mistake. Okay, here's what I can do. Kind of make things a little better for myself. Still not great. Man, this is life neutral to remove both of those creatures. And at least now I have a Meathook Massacre on the field. But anything with haste is pretty bad. Or just 2 burn spells. Yeah, good game. This hand has a lot of mana. I'm gonna keep it. This might be wrong, but Sorin is... I don't know that Sorin belongs in the deck, but he does draw cards and create vampires that let us gain life. So I feel like he's a pretty solid inclusion. Obviously something like Sheoldred would be way better, but I just don't have the wild cards for Sheoldred. She's a mythic. So if you've got Sheoldred, play Sheoldred, but we're playing Sorin, so it is what it is. Liliana's nice, but I think we have to Fable here. Liliana doesn't really protect herself at all, so like get rid of one of the dudes and then they kill her with the other dude, or we can just discard cards we don't really want to discard. It's just rough. Let's see. Opponents taking their time here. And they have Voltage Surge. Kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. Get another Voldarin Epicure. A Meathook X1 would be very, very nice for us. Hopefully that's what we find. Another Fable. I'm not going to pitch it, but I don't love it. Yeah, we're just going to make a... We're just going to make a 2/3 vampire here to try and keep our life total high. And then copying the vampire with the Fable of the Mirror Breaker isn't the worst thing. They're highlighting our Kiki Jiki, so that's a little scary. I don't know that they... I don't think there's enchantment removal in mono red in standard, but I could be wrong. Let's see what this does. Make an Ornithopter, tap any number of untapped artifacts, deal that much damage to target creature or planeswalker, up to 1 target artifact, becomes 4/4 until end of turn. So They just did phase 2. They're going to kill Soren. I mean, at least we gained 2 life out of that, but it's obviously not good for us. Obviously not good for us. All right, let's think about sequencing here. We need to draw something good. Terror Sunder's fine. What do you do? Sacrifice this guy, make a 2/2, activate only a sorcery. So they get a 4/4 until end of turn. I mean, that's brutal, but not the end of the world. Let's just play the Fable. We need to go for the long game. I don't think I can spend my entire turn killing this Yodia declares war. It just doesn't feel strong enough. And then yeah, and that's the entire turn. Whereas this is, it puts a body on the board and does things in future turns. Well, they could have burn, but I feel like any burn they have is going to kill either of our creatures anyway, so we may as well block. And if we get to untap with both of these creatures, we're in decent shape. Not great shape, decent shape. I don't want to act like this is going great for us, but could be worse. Liliana, I'm happy to see them discard that. And there we go. Okay, so I get to discard 2 cards. Terror Sunder feels weak. I don't want a second Shieldred here. Liliana of our own. So I can Liliana hold up Infernal Grasp, hold up, make a copy of the Goblin. Question is, do I make them discard or do I make them sacrifice? I think I like making them sacrifice. That way we clear their board out. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Make them sacrifice. Granted, they're only sacrificing a 1/1, but could be like keeping the board clear when our life total is this low is going to be pretty relevant, I think. And then if they do nothing worth worrying about, we get to make a copy of our Goblin on their end step and potentially make 2 treasures. Wait. I just realized they're discarding Liliana of the Veils and they don't have any black mana. So they're either desperately color screwed or they made a fatal deck building mistake. Let's just play a Titan of Industry here and put this game out of reach. I don't think they can win against a Titan of Industry, because we're going to gain 5 life, make a 4/4. Good game. This hand is okay. Gets much better if we find a second black source. So I think I'm willing to keep it here on the back of like Liliana and Meathook Massacre and Fable of them. Like these 3 cards are just absurdly powerful. So I'm willing to risk this hand, if you will. And if we find a swamp, we're in great shape. Looks like another red aggro deck. Or it could be a graveyard synergy deck. I've seen this in Grease Fang decks and Explorer. Blood Tithe Harvester. Well, unfortunately for us, the Goblin token dies here. But we do get to pitch a couple of cards, draw some more, play another one, or Cauldron, or I'm sorry, Fable the Mirror Breaker again. Is this only a sorcery? Okay. They want this to die, but they want it to die on our turn, not their turn. So I'm happy to block here. Very happy to block. Makes our Liliana better. Yep, absolutely. Will do. Thank you. Look at your 3 cards. 2 cards. It's only 2 cards. Another Blood Tithe. Oh, they take the land. Interesting. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That's fine. We get to go up to a bunch of mana. No? Okay. Interesting. So the question here becomes, do I meat hook Massacre? I think we're only discarding Infernal Grasp here. Yeah, I like the rest of my hand. Okay, so the question becomes, do we meat hook Massacre just to get rid of this goblin? Do we Liliana to get rid of the goblin? Or do we play our own Fable of the Mirror Breaker? I think I like Liliana because it sticks a Planeswalker that can discard cards for us, making Sheoldred's Restoration potentially better. Unfortunately, that means they have an opportunity to play like a tenacious underdog and kill Liliana. Wow, all the Voltaren Epicures, that's ridiculous. Good thing that doesn't deal damage to Planeswalkers as well. Did you miss a land drop? They're digging for a land. Kind of crazy. And that's a way to deal with Liliana, and they chose not to do it, so I don't know what that says about what they got going on. What are we discarding here? Are we discarding here? I think we are. I think it's the Blood Tithe Harvester. Although that is a creature to copy with Kiki. It's actually a very good creature to copy with Kiki. I think it's the Sheoldred's Restoration. That might be wrong. And they're holding on to a Sheoldred of their own. Well, let's Blood Tithe Harvester and Fable. And Blood Tithe Harvester with Kiki Jiki of Reflection of Kiki Jiki can potentially deal with a Sheoldred. Set the upkeep stop just because Obnixie. Okay. Alright. That's fine. We can deal with you. Make a devil. And we will not be discarding here.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
Draw. A second Blood Tithe Harvester. So my fear is that we draw into something we can't cast. And I like having excess Blood Tithe Harvesters. I'll get rid of the Blood Tithe Harvester. Terra Sunder's fine. Okay. Terra Sunder's actually really good. So I think this is the play. X1. Gets rid of their devil. They can ping something. That's the wrong thing to ping. But okay. And then sacrifice your dude.
Wipe that smug look off your face. I know when I'm not wanted.
Please sacrifice your dude. I have to ask nicely. And they pitch and invoke despair. Interesting.
I've always hated crowds.
And then we will go to combat here and kill both of your Obnixilis and make a treasure in the process. And now I can Terra Sunder if you play something incredibly good. And I think we're in good shape. We're able to successfully clear their board, so. Invoke Despair. Kind of a bummer. That gets rid of... we will get rid of Blood Tithe Harvester. We will get rid of Meat Hook Massacre. We definitely want to be flipping Reflection, so. That's their entire turn. Another Meat Hook is pretty nice for us. Play that out on 0 for sure. And just say go. No attacks. Now I have a Terra Sunder I can kick for any permanent that might be dangerous. And then on their end step, I can make 3 copies of Reflection, which is just very good. Do I care about that? I do. How much do I care? I don't think I care right now. So we're just gonna make a bunch of copies. So glad these aren't legendaries. So glad. Thanks, opponent. My turn. Swamp is good because it lets us make more copies, so. And then we can attack with one of the originals and say go. And now you're gonna take 3 more because I just sacrificed 3 creatures. Akanuma, you got it. What do you get back? Sheoldred? I can deal with Sheoldred. I am not worried about Sheoldred at all. Yep. Trigger, trigger, trigger. And then we're gonna set an upkeep stop. Just in case. Say go. What do you got, opponent? Sheoldred? Yes. That resolves. Blood Tithe. That resolves. Cool. So we're going to kick this. Destroy target non-land permanent. And then you make a blood token that you can't do anything with. Oh, you can sacrifice it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then it's my turn. I'll make 2 more dudes. This interaction is just stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Maybe I should have held that to discard. But I like getting in for 6 here and saying go. And then if I have to, I have blockers. And this opponent has literally nothing. I had lethal there. I just missed lethal, so no big deal. Because this sacrifices at the beginning of the next end step. So we're just going to do this now, and they're dead on their end step. So I did miss lethal. They had drawn something like Meathook Massacre. I might have lost the game. Good game. Thank you. The stand is okay. We'll keep it. It could be better for sure, but we'll take it. Mono black control, perhaps. Tenacious Underdog is fine. There's a Titan of Industry, so that's exactly what we're looking for here. So we get to Fable of the Mirror Breaker next turn. And we potentially have another another game with a turn 4 Titan. Duress takes Cruelty of Gix. That's what I would take. Nope, Fable of Mirror Breaker. Okay, I can still put... yeah, I'll block. I can still put Titan of Industry in my graveyard. Interesting. That's the shuffler for you. You duress the opponent and they draw exactly what you took. Yeah, that's just the way it... Them's the beats, you know? And then they miss land drops. That's rough. Sucks to be the opponent. But it happens, you know? I'll take a turn 4 Titan. We will skip right ahead to chapter 3. Submit. Titan of Industry. Make a 4/4 and put a shield counter on Titan. Say go. Yep. This hand's a little slow, but it can definitely work out, so we'll keep it. If we draw a way to discard, we're in decent shape. Now we get to play a turn 2 Tenacious Underdog, which will block whatever they've got fairly well, and buy us time to get to Meathook Massacre. They're not... Ooh, that's nice for us. They don't have a creature to get value off of Kumano's second chapter. And they ordered their triggers in such a way that they didn't get the 1/1 counter there. Let's see. Do we block? Sure. A block. It's going to be pretty hard to deal with this. I think we hold off on the Meat Hook Massacre here. Okay. So I do get to gain some life here, but is it enough life? I don't think so. Well, let's give it our best shot. Not much we can actually do about it. And then things a 5/5. We need hard removal for it. And we lose. Good game. Just not fast enough. This hand is actually fine. Get a Tenacious Underdog or removal into a Fable of the Mirror Breaker, so I'm very happy with this keep. Let's see. Nothing? Cool. Yeah, we'll just Tenacious Underdog here. And if they have like removal or something, we're fine with that. No counter magic. There's no stick. They could have whatever that bounce spell is with the black kicker cost. Don't remember the name of it. I should really learn the names of these cards. So we have all the removal against a potentially non-creature deck, but at least we have Fable of the Mirror Breaker to get rid of a couple of these Infernal Grasps that we don't want. This is the 3/4 that makes a dude when he attacks or blocks. Put an island into play. Blue-white deck is ramping. Depopulate's fine. I'm not upset with that at all. Okay. Meat Hook. Not really what we're looking for. We'll go for a second Fable. No problem. Actually, Meat Hook could be fine. Could be. We'll see. Reckoner. Okay. Address cards. Pretty good for them. They're just gonna do that now. Looking for something, apparently. What do you got? Nothing. Okay. Sorin is nice here. I think I'm gonna pitch this Takenuma and the Meat Hook Massacre. Feels right. All the Fable of the Mirror Breakers. Let's go ahead and do this so that we can get our treasure token when we attack. I'm gonna play out the second Fable of the Mirror Breaker here. I see no reason not to. And they get to save some life. That's fine. Yep. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, part 3. Guess what's next, opponent? Fable of the Mirror Breaker, part 4. Farewell. Okay. That is what we call a bummer. Now I get to start drawing cards. Yeah, I'm revealing that. That's fine. Go. Now they got to deal with the Sorin. So we're not in bad shape. Okay, well that's one way to deal with the Sorin. Unfortunate. Liliana's nice for us. Not amazing for us, but nice for us. I don't know if that's the right time to do that. Let's go ahead and Fable here. Yep, all the Fables. Dissipate. Cool. Go Go ahead and discard a card now, please.
No more distraction.
We'll get rid of Meat Hook Massacre because it's our only choice. And you discard a second Dissipate. Okay. Blue-white control game strong. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to beat this opponent. It's gonna rely on some good stuff happening to us. Liliana ultimating is step 1, I think. Even the score. Draw X. So they just spent their entire turn to do that. Interesting. Cool. So we drew Titan of Industry.
Drop it.
We'll just discard it. Is there anything we want to draw right now while they're tapped out? We could draw Sheoldred's Restoration. Sure. Let's go for it. That's not it. But that does stop them from drawing another card and making a dude. Sure. Don't hate that. Dealing with that while they're tapped out. Now they need something like a Hullbreaker Horror. And Fateful Absence. Okay.
When they hit back.
Let's go ahead and draw a card. More lands is not what we're looking for at all. Pretty unfortunate. Hopefully we get like a Gix or something. More, man, brutal. Rough. Sometimes you just don't draw the right part of your deck. And that can be bad. Obviously.
May your blade strike true.
But got half our deck left. I think we did discard. No, we never discarded any of our reanimation spells. Okay. The opponent's empty-handed, so now's our time to shine. Surprised they went empty-handed, frankly.
Let your blade do the talking.
Seems a little sketch. These cost crew 3. Wow, that's brutal. So I think we have to do this here. I just clicked any number because it doesn't matter. I don't care if they know the information that we don't have anything in our hand. I should. It is optimal to care about that. They're gonna be able to crew anyways. I'm so bad. I think this game was over no matter what. But man, it's rough. Crew. Get in for no, gonna draw a card. Interesting. I would just try to end this game if I were them. I guess this Angel ends the game pretty fast anyways. We've drawn a lot of cards. So have we, in fairness. Boseiju, okay. I mean, we'll use it. I just don't like it. So if they try to get in for damages, we can Boseiju. Is this an enchantment? It is an enchantment. Do we have to kill that? Oh, I don't like this. I don't like where we're at all. This is a rough game. They've just drawn so many cards. They've drawn 6 more cards than us so far, which is like, a lot. Please put a counter on this. Cool. Well, at least I get to waste your trigger. That feels nice. They do get to find a land in their mono basics deck. Oh, I forgot. Boseiju doesn't even care about basics, just cares about basic land types. The 4th Reckoner Bankbuster. Look at you. And I'm done. So this is the list. We're playing 8 total reanimation spells, so it's kind of absurd that we never saw one in that last game we just played, but it is what it is. It's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes you just don't see that part of your deck. 3 Titan of Industry. I'd have 4, but I just don't have the wild cards, unfortunately. And then the rest of the deck is sorted into removal here. So Infernal Grasp, great removal. Terra Sunder actually is a card that I'm pretty high on right now. If you're in green-black, you should be playing Terra Sunder. With Fable of the Mirror Breaker being such a popular card right now, playing it for 2 mana is just pretty good. And then playing it for 4 mana, it's just absurd. Meathook Massacre, you have to be playing. If you're in black, you have to be playing Meathook Massacre. It's almost an auto-include in pretty much any deck, unfortunately. So ways to discard include Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Liliana of the Veil, and Blood Tithe Harvester. Just like a solid blocker too. Like Liliana and Blood Tithe Harvester are sometimes just going to gain you life because you get to block with the Blood Tithe Harvester, or your opponent's going to attack the Liliana instead of your face. And then just kind of like flex cards, if you will, like Tenacious Underdog, Sorin the Mirthless. They're both solid cards. They can draw you cards. Sorin can make you a lifelinker bird. So yeah, they're just both solid cards, but feel free to change these out with any card that you want. They're not necessary for the deck. I'd argue that the only cards that are super necessary are these piles here. And the rest, like, you can kind of do what you want. Maybe you want you probably want 4 Meathook Massacres, but these 11 cards are definitely flex. If you wanted to like reduce 1 or 2 of them for lands to play more lands, you could. We are only playing 24 lands here, and again, I'm a big fan of playing more lands, so maybe this is correct here. Play 25 lands. You don't want to miss your land drops. It's just bad. So yeah, that's the list. Leave a like if you enjoyed the gameplay. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I appreciate you. Have a great day.